with a round of applause. Join me as we welcome God's choice servant, my father, Apostle Michael Orokpo.
A generation of women that know the presence, that stays in the presence, and from the presence they command change. You can stay in the presence, and even your husband knows that he will fulfill purpose. Your husband, he just knows. You can stay in the presence, and your sons will know they can't misbehave. You don't need to sit down, wake them up by 5 a.m. in the morning and begin to give them rules of life. It was never recorded that Hannah sat somewhere in the morning and is telling him, avoid women, read your book, go to church. Before Samuel came, the contract concluded on the altar. So when he came, he had no choice. He has to walk in it. Because before he came, he was already dedicated. You can't change your mind. It's too late. I've thought before that some of us would not have been preaching. The last thing I want to do is to hold the microphone and preach. Those days when I go to church, I sit at the back. My mom will laugh. He say, you, I've given you up before you came. You have no choice. I gave you up long before you came. When they talk about me, say, leave him. That's a prophet. Me, prophet. I had many ideas. I was creative about things. There were many things in my head. But I didn't know that a spirit was watching over me. He was just waiting for the time appointed of the Father. Because a contract took place without my consent. And because I came from her loins, I could not change the things that she uttered. And when I came of age, the finger of God found me. And when he put his hand on me, the hand was too heavy. Even though I didn't want to, I couldn't do otherwise. How can your own son be wayward? Because you don't know the altar. How can your daughter be looking for who to marry? The destiny that you have already written with God and signed with tears. How can that destiny be compromised? How can your husband womanize and run around? The same husband that before he came, God showed you on the altar. The same husband whose leg was manipulated by the Holy Ghost to find you. He didn't know why he came to Abuja. He thought he came to do a business or to run a contract. And then God dragged him until he came to find you at that corner where you were sitting. How can that husband now leave you and go to roam about? As if you didn't beget him on the altar. Why do you think you are called mothers? Because you bet everything you have. And if it came from you, it is yours. And then somebody said they took my husband. Which your husband? How can they take him? The one you betted before you married. But people don't see God. So they don't enter authority levels. Every mother is beyond the home. The day you became a mother, you are not just a mother of a home. You became a mother of all the sons in that neighborhood. You became a mother of that territory. You became a responsible owner and watcher over that whole environment. Everywhere your son can go to, you own that place. Because you are the one, he said, the prayer of your parents shall be a canopy, a covering over you, even when you are in a strange land. But you cannot walk in such power unless by prayer you have been able to forgo everything to seek God. And when you find him, everything that is in God becomes yours. Capacity in prayer. This is why you are travelers. This is why you have a womb to birth things into the natural. There are too many things that are still in the spirit.